asking, guys. One thing I'm asking. The family has a right to their privacy. We wanted her found. Now she is found. Now is when we step back and give the family their space. We don't need to know the details. We don't need to know what happened, what didn't happen. We don't need to know all of that. That's not the point in all this. Me, done with this topic today. I think we have achieved our goal. We wanted her home and she's home. So we need to give the family them space for breathe, for analyze and try to heal from the trauma. We came for the healing, not the sensation. So anybody will hear with this on their mouth tomorrow morning, they weren't here for the healing, they were here for the sensation. Yeah? Anti-Cathy phrase. Healing versus sensation. So let us step back and give the family space. Basic and common respect. Basic and common respect dictates that the family needs space. We don't want any gruesome and graphic details being pushed through the traditional or social media. Remember, she's a 9-year-old child who will have to grow up reading about this. Living, we don't want her to be living and reliving the trauma. All we needed was that she's found alive. She is found. We don't need no drama. We don't want to know what happened, what had happened to her. That is for the family to deal with. Whenever I know it's human nature to be curious. What I'm going, Auntie Cathy? It's human nature to be curious. But remember, she's 9 years old and she's going to have to grow up reading about this. Don't victimize, re-victimize, re-traumatize her. Be respectful enough to smile and say she was found. And I, not me, but you, did your part. We don't want to know nothing more. Make we tap out of the people them life now and let they deal with it in their way and their space. And one more thing I'll tell you, for those of you, before I come off of the topic, for those of you who did I talk about Kaylee's mother this and Kaylee's mother this, the little, I'll call her a little girl now. She's from a 2-family home. Right across the road, our auntie live. On the next street is the matriarchal home. Our uncle them, our auntie them, our grand auntie them, everybody living in the community. Personally, I know from our great grandmother come straight down. Personally, I know them by their right name, by their pet name. I know 4 generations of that family. But this is when I leave it alone. And I leave it smiling. Because it could have been different. It could have been different, but it isn't. And you know why it's not different? Because the people spoke. You demanded that she be found. You demanded that she be found. You demanded that no stones be left unturned. None. You demanded that protocols are broken and resources are sent to her. You demanded that. So imagine, you see how powerful your voice is? It therefore means that whatever change you want in your country and in your community, you can demand it. And if we collectively shout for it, you will get it. You will get it. Power lies with the people. In a democratic society, power always lies with the people. Not 60 men and women. It lays with the people. The people, the people, the people. But you see, Jamaica and every community can learn something from this. We can learn on the good side that we need back that spirit of community. We need back that spirit of community. But we can also learn that there are certain categories of crime that you aren't supposed to be granted bail for. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But if the risk to your community is that great, that a judge has to order you to leave your community, why are you sending him to mine? Why are you sending him to my community? Now that Felicia has been found, I can speak about everything else. Because I'm leaving Felicia out of this now. She's going to be home. She's going to be fine. So, if somebody is unfit to be in the community that nurtured and breeded them, among their own mother, families, relatives, why is he sent to my community? I am not a violent person, and I often do not wish bad for anyone. But I'm tempted to say that I hope the judge finds no peace. I'm tempted to say it. My mouth might be uttering those words, but it's just a temptation in saying that. I hope she finds no peace. The person that bailed him, you helped to destroy a life. I hope you too find no peace. This could have been so different. This could have been so different had he not been granted bail. And I want to speak to the journalists of Jamaica. How dare you write? I saw something from 2020 when he was first charged. This year he's 45, last year he was 30. We know it's the same person. How dare you say that, how would you put it? How dare you not use the word rape? How dare you not use the word rape and say that he unwillingly and lawfully had intercourse with someone? What's that? Let me tell you what is rape. There is a famous rape case out of Sweden. Julian Assange. Him never hold on nobody and take it. He was having a menage a trois. We people call it threesome. And one of the women decided that she wanted to have a condom in the middle of the act. I hold a Swedish passport. Well, I hold other passports. Well, let's talk about the Swedish passport. I'm a Swedish citizen. You see where I am from? Or the country where I have my citizenship? If I decide to voluntarily have sex with someone, bareback, and then I decide in the middle of it, just as he's about to ejaculate, that I want him to put a condom on. If he doesn't stop and put that condom on, that is rape. I own my body. There is nothing as involuntary. It is rape, 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 rape. You see, the thing is, and I saw it yesterday before I shut it down, and I'm happy for all the women who shut it down on their pages. When people were going to find reasons to blame the mother and everybody else. That's no different. When you say, what is a child doing outside at 7 or 6 o'clock? That is no different than saying that somebody called the unfortunate circle. Stop blaming the victims. Stop finding reasons to not acknowledge this culture of rape that we have in Jamaica. Stop. Stop. Stop doing it. I would like to believe that in 2021 in Jamaica, anybody, whether you're 9 years old or you're 90 years old, you're allowed to be in your yard without the fear of being abducted, without the fear of being murdered. I would like to believe that you're safe in your yard, not just in your house, not just on your veranda. I would like to believe. I look forward to that Jamaica. Bath is a place where people don't close their doors. Anybody that jumped to the conclusion that the parent must have been at fault, you don't know the community of Bath. No stranger, no dead. I am pretty sure if bad people start closing them door, it was yesterday. Yesterday was when they started closing their doors. Bath is what Jamaica used to be. Bath is what Jamaica used to be. Everybody knows everyone. I left Bath 30 years ago, and people still know who I am. They still know my grandmother's name, my older cousin's name, my grandfather who still lives in the community of Hayfield, 99 years old. They still know his name. And I left Bath 30 years ago. And let me tell you, for you people, a child is a child. And even if there were parental lapses, which in this case they aren't, does she deserve to be taken from her home with a knife? Stop it. None of us can have our eyes on our children 24/7. And you don't want to live in a world. You don't want to live in a world where you have to put on a leash on your child and attach them to your arms. Is that the world we want to create? You don't want to live in that world. That's an open prison. That's an open prison. So let us take lessons from this. Let us take lessons from this. You see, though, Kerry, there are a lot of lessons, but the greatest lesson we can take, is to stop normalizing a culture Stop normalizing a culture where men who hurt women and children feels safe. Stop normalizing. Because if you sit quiet, I'm going to ask on a woman something. How do you get wet for a man who molests a child? I want to know. Me want to know. Me, Shanafi, want to know. How do you get wet for a woman, for a man that can get an erection for a child? And that me want to know. And for the mothers, the aunts, the sisters who protect these men, I know it's always a woman protecting them. Always. You know, say whatever you want to say about Jamaican men. But even if you made the same thing, you might lick out against it publicly. It's always women. Tanisha, we leave it. We're going on the brother issue where change need to come. It's always a woman who protect these men. Always a woman. And thank you, Faith Wagwan. I'm going to say one more something now. For the Bible chewing Christians who attacked me when I spoke about pedophilia about a month ago, and I've been speaking about this for well over a decade. For the Bible chewing Christians, let me ask you one question. Should we leave all judgment to God now? All sins are equal. Should we now leave all judgment to God? Should we, in this case? Because now we see it play out live and in living color. Should we leave all judgment to God? He's a forgiving God. Should we? Or is it only when it's your favorite comedians, your favorite artists, your favorite politicians? Is it only when it is them, then judgment should be left to God in this case? Because if you can forgive the celebrities, then the same God you serve should tell you to forgive this man. Can you forgive him for the trauma? Can we forgive him? Let me tell you no something. I'm going to tell you no good in my best. No, St. Thomas people actually speak properly. In my best St. James patois. Let me bend the tell you no something. Yeah? You see, when you allow influential people to get away with it, when you allow the pastors, the teachers like my father who molested me, your favorite politician, you see, when you allow them to get away with it, the dirty batty ghetto boy and the tough foot country boy should be able to get away with it too. What good for the goose, good for the gander. I must say that for you to understand, say, no matter who create an act of violence against a child, whether he's the millionaire, guess what? The same forgiveness, because enough people when me hear today I talk about say, you want him head pan the block, you want him penis cut up like a sausage like a frankfurter. Me the ear talk about say, leave all judgment to God. Why? Because him not famous? Because him not famous? You know why we caught him? Because he's not famous. That's why we caught him. It's not your favorite politician. It's not your favorite high school principal. That is why we caught him. You see, they don't always look like monsters. Yeah? And if you forgive one person, me, I gotta be the devil's advocate today and say forgive him too. If you can forgive your pastor, your favorite comedian, your favorite entertainer, your influencers, forgive him too. And the same God who serve when I beg for forgiveness. About broad, me can't take the lick them today. If you can forgive one. But if you cannot forgive Davy and Brian, if you cannot forgive Davy and Brian, or your deacon, or your elder, or your pastor, or your favorite, you're not supposed to forgive those either. If you cannot Bible chewing Christians, if you cannot forgive Davy and Brian for traumatizing us and the community, stop defending other pedophiles. Because there are some sins that are unforgivable. And if you can forgive your favorite comedian, your favorite politician, your favorite pastor, your deacon, then you can forgive Davy and Brian. A man is just a man. I want to say it. A man is just a man. I have been publicly speaking about this since I was 12 years old. 12 years old. Those who knew me before Seven Naturals knows that. I just want to meet me. I talk about the culture of pedophilia in Jamaica, where women like myself are served a life sentence. We aren't forgiven. The victims are never forgiven. Move on with your life. I will say now what I said back then. If me have to serve a life sentence, you a serve it with me. Because the shame to bear is not mine. It's yours. So as we go back to our comfortable lives, because we know we just won this round. Change is needed at the legislative level. Change. We need that registry. We need it. I said it this morning. I've been saying it for a decade now. It's not a JLP PNP thing. The PNP was also in office and ignored it. We will never, I am approaching 50. I don't think we will see a sexual offenders registry in my lifetime in Jamaica. I said it this morning. I said it. Because your favorite politician would be on it. Your favorite comedian will be on it. Your favorite business person will be on it. Your favorite principal will be on it. And how dare we help how dare us hold accountable, influential people accountable? How dare we demand to know where our children are at risk, where sexual predators lurk? How dare we demand it? Who we think we are to demand it? Tanisha, the registry will happen if we do like the people of Bath. When you needed something, you go out and you demand it. Power lies with the people, not with 60 or 62 people at Gordon House. It lies with the voting public. The voting public is where it lies. And when these women bring these predators in your community, expel the woman them with them. Let them have no peace. Not specific about this case. I'm not specifically talking about this case. Don't get me wrong. But it is always a woman that bring these men in your community. Always a woman. Something is wrong in the X chromosome. It's always a woman who bring these men in your community. Be wary of strange people in your community. Be wary. If you live in a little town like I am from, Bad St. Thomas, strangers not come there unless you're there with somebody there. I am extremely tired, so I'm going to go get my shower, find something to eat, and I will sleep tonight. I will sleep knowing that that little girl is going to be home. And again, on the behalf of the family, may I take it up on myself? Let us drop this one now. Let us drop this one and let the family have their privacy. Let us drop it. Maybe we can collectively apply the pressure, and maybe we can also bring Jasmine Dean home. She's also vulnerable. Maybe breathing or somewhere. Let us look for her. Let us look for Jasmine. Honestly, what you need to do. May I take my rest? See you guys tomorrow night on Michelle Scarlett's book launch. 6 p.m. Maryland time. I don't know what that's in Jamaican time. I think that's midnight London time. 1 o'clock Swedish time. See you guys tomorrow at Michelle Scarlett's book launch. Right? Against all odds. Michelle was also molested. So see you at the book launch tomorrow. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning where I'll pin the Zoom link. Have a good night from a very tired me. Extremely tired, exhausted, mentally and emotionally exhausted. Because, but I did say today was the day. Don't play with the spirit of the maroon. Today was the day that we were going to bring her home. I was getting negative, but I knew in some way or the other she was going to come home. And I called it at 9 o'clock this morning that she was going to come home today. I was wrong on the location, but I knew she wasn't in Bath. Have a very, very good night. Good night.